Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, March 19th, and this is my daily, hopefully getting less cringy video. So I had several dozen of my friends reach out to me yesterday, all my friends from California being like, haha, that wasn't big at all. I hope you're okay. And then a lot of my friends from Utah, who I grew up with, knowing that I'm the son of a seismologist, asking, what should they be doing to prepare in case there's another earthquake? So that's what this video is going to be about. So if you want some advice on what to be doing and how to prepare, gather the family, get at least one grown up. I'll wait. I hope you just paused the video, actually. And you're back. Wow, that was fast. Okay, so there are several things that we can do immediately, even under quarantine, to prepare in case there is another larger earthquake. The chances of that are relatively small, about 5%, so don't freak out about it, but it is always good to be prepared. The number one thing I told people, keep a pair of shoes under your bed. Why did I say that? Because when earthquakes happen, big ones break glass, break windows. And one of the dangers of being in an earthquake is after the earthquake, there's going to be broken glass. So, these pictures could fall off the wall, the glass could break, and if you can't protect your feet, then you can't move, and then, yeah, that's not good. It is most important in the seconds after the earthquake is to protect yourself during and just after the earthquake to protect yourself. My wife and I, my wife was in the other room, this room actually. I was feeding my daughter breakfast. I'm the son of a seismologist. I knew exactly what was happening. I yanked her out of her high chair, dove underneath the kitchen table. My wife was like, what's going on? I'm like, get under here, it's an earthquake. Ah. Right after she said, can I go get Ollie? And I said, no, we have to wait. We have to wait 1 minute. So after you feel an earthquake, wait 1 minute, because you don't know if it was the foreshock for a larger shake. After 1 minute, yeah, go grab them. But, if she was walking around and fell or something fell on her, then I have to worry about her being injured, plus our 2 children. So grown-ups, it's like the thing on the airplane, put your own mask on first, because if you're hurt, you can't help anybody else. People have got to help you. Speaking of things falling, if you have anything heavy, trophies, knickknacks, anything at all hanging above your bed, even unsecured picture frames that have glass in them, move them. I know it might look cool, but do not have those things above your bed, because if you're sleeping, and a couple people mentioned that they slept through the earthquake, congratulations. If you're sleeping and something falls and hits you in the head, now you can't help anybody else because you're hurt. Got it? So just either secure it or move it. Gotcha. Have a 72-hour kit. Luckily, because of coronavirus, because of coronavirus, we all have food and water at home, hopefully. But 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you grow up and have your own families, if you're still in Utah or anywhere where earthquakes are common, have a 72-hour kit ready at all times. Just, it helps to be prepared. I have 20 gallons of water in the basement, enough food and water for 3 days. That's 1 gallon of water per person per day, plus cooking water and cleaning water. So I overestimated because 4 or 5 gallon jugs seemed like a nice round, even number that I could manage. Okay, everyone capable in the house should be trained on how to turn off the water, the gas, and the electricity. It's important not to turn them off unless you need to, but if you smell gas, it's really important to know how to run outside and turn that off. You normally need a crescent wrench, and you turn it off at the meter. There's a little switch that should have 2 holes in it, so if you're defunct on your gas bill, they can just come turn it off and lock it. But it's also a really great safety feature. If you smell gas, get out of the house. if there's a burst pipe or something, turn off the water. If you have downed electrical wires, you need to turn off your electrical. Don't do it unless you need to. But yeah. Hot water heater. This is one that normally people don't think about, but your hot water heater, if it's a big tank one, if you have a tankless one, skip this section. If you have one of those big cylindrical hot water heaters like many people do, that has a gas burner, so it has a gas line, it has cold water in and hot water out water lines, and it has an electrical connection. And they're extremely susceptible to falling over in earthquakes. So go find where it is in your house and make sure if it's out in the middle of like a big area, like a basement, it should have a big large base and some angular metal pieces, and it should be bolted into the cement. Or if it's against the wall, it should have straps that attach it to the studs, not just into drywall, into the studs. That means that it will move with the house instead of against the house and then fall over, because that's how fires start commonly after earthquakes, is people's hot water heaters falling over, because you've got water and electricity that makes sparks, and then gas, which is flammable, and that's bad. After earthquakes, major hazard is fire, and it's because we have this modern day convenience of having gas running into our houses, quite a bit of us. Have an emergency plan. A quick note about magnitudes. Yesterday's earthquake was a 5.7. Earthquakes are measured along a logarithmic scale. So a magnitude 5 and a magnitude 6. A magnitude 6 is 10 times as powerful as a magnitude 5. The Wasatch Fault system is capable of creating an earthquake of a magnitude 7. So that would be 13 times more powerful than what happened yesterday. And there's faults all over the valley. Anytime there's a mountain, there's a fault that grew it. I mean, living here is gorgeous. I love it. But the reason why we have such beautiful mountains is because we have earthquakes. These earthquakes have happened in the past. They will happen again in the future. It is just the nature of geology. So we need to be prepared for a magnitude 7. And a magnitude 7, 13 times more powerful than yesterday's, it will knock out power, water, gas, internet, cellular service. It'll damage major roads and freeways. It will destroy old masonry buildings. Buildings built before 1975 are very susceptible because that's when building codes were updated to reflect the risk of earthquakes here. So be prepared to go back to the, your boomer childhoods, grown-ups, and, the Stone Age for you children. And if you're at school or at work or out at the movies, earthquakes can happen at any time. There's no way to predict them. So any of that nonsense from yesterday about there's going to be another earthquake in the next 2 hours, no. There's percentages and probabilities. The probability goes down as time goes down. I still didn't sleep very well last night because I kept having dreams about, or like anytime a truck drove by, I live on a bus route, I was like, is this it? Terrifying. But yeah, know where to meet, and then have a backup place in case there is a gas leak at your house. Have a plan to alert people that there's a gas leak at your house. I have a can of spray paint, and I have a crescent wrench to turn off my gas just outside on my porch in an ammo can. And so if there is a gas leak, I can spray paint like a big X on the door and write gas on the side of my house. So, if my kids are older and they come home and I happen to be here, then they would know not to enter. It's not safe. And then our backup plan is to meet at the library. Or we should really make a new plan. So I have to do that too. I think that's the basics. So remove objects from above your bed that could hurt you if they fall on you in the middle of the night. Keep a pair of shoes and probably a sweatshirt too underneath the bed. So go find an old pair of shoes that you don't really care about and just keep them there. Check that hot water heater. Make sure everyone knows how to turn off the utilities. Sit down with your family and make the plan. I mean, the state emergency response guy said that like this is almost fortuitous that it happened during this time. I know it's really stressful. I know I'm freaking out, but it does, when we're under quarantine, we can sit down and we can talk about this and make these plans with our families to, be prepared. Be Ready Utah and shakeout.org/Utah are two great resources to get more detail on what you should have. There's a checklist on there that would be good to walk around with. I know this has nothing to do with biology except for maintaining homeostasis. If you can't, keep yourself healthy, fed, and hydrated, your biological systems will start shutting down. There it is. Tied it all in. Okay, stay safe out there, everyone. Keep doing those Canvas courses. And thank you for watching.